Give me a minute.
No problem. Damn, I should have got a coffee or a tea.
Why the fuck is this one in particular not loading? I think like the scan in my group chat that I like would use normally is just like dead for some reason.
That's why I don't like to debate on Discord, because I have to have like direct links
No,
and
because
everything, and I have
I
all my
sent it.
scans in
I
like a
copied
file
and
on my
pasted it back
computer.
to Google. I copied and pasted it back to Google, and it was still dead. So I think like the link just failed. I don't know. Let me see, because I know I can find it somewhere. It's in one fucking guidebook where it's like, oh yeah, one above all. It's like comp fucking author or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's the one where it said it was speculated to be a like gestalt, like amalgamation of author avatars. I know exactly which one
Every
you're talking about,
writer,
but I
like,
don't have
hold
it.
up. There's the Deadpool one as well. Oh yeah, here it is. The most powerful character in the multiverse is the one above all. Not only does he possess more powerful than any known entity, he's believed to represent the writers and artists of Marvel Comics.
Right.
Here we go.
Speculation scan.
So,
Are you going to post that in Discord?
one second. And there we go. Oh, someone pinged me. One second. I'm just gonna post the whole Imgur thing. Yeah. Someone already posted it as well. It's basically saying, oh yeah, he's like, I doubt like a Marvel guidebook would like post that if that wasn't the case. So it's weird. As well as the fact that like, we know in the House of Ideas, there's just like, you know, composite writers at Marvel, and like
Mm-hmm.
above all others, just like rides there and stuff like that. And you're saying that the scan of Yahweh, saying that he's the composite author avatar, is from the comics, right?
No, I never said he was a composite. I said he was the author of just Steve Gerber, which is what
Okay.
Illustrator told me in an interview.
Sure, whatever. So I guess you're saying he's a single author avatar.
That's what the author said. Yeah, I mean the Illustrator.
So why does that make him? He could be below Oblivion level, and Oblivion's like complete fodder.
Well, I mean, you just told me earlier that all author avatars are not considered equal. So one of them
Right.
has,
Yeah. I don't.
I mean,
Right.
one
So
of them
you
is.
only presented the possibility. Let's assume that I like steelman your argument that like death of the author is invalid and we can take author statements at face value. So
Mhm.
even if I were to accept that, we know that authors like range in power from like below Oblivion level all the way up to like a House of Ideas tier or whatever. So this like makes me question. Okay, so he could. You've only presented the possibility that he could be that level. You haven't really proven anything.
Yeah,
Like
but I
I
made the
was
claim
never
of
like
it.
saying, oh, it's impossible. So wait, didn't you say that he was the strongest character in the verse?
I said I believed he was, not that he was 100% for sure. I said
So your belief is
based on the
unfounded.
speculation that the actual creator is the one above all, that character got his
There's like
creation supplies from Yahweh, who then mentions he's the one who made the concept of death in physics, and not the
so
being that he
okay, so
gave all of
so
his creation supplies to.
so Yahweh, even if I were to accept all of your points, he is a single author avatar of which there are infinite. Okay. So what would prompt you to believe that he's the strongest author avatar?
Uh,
Because I know the scaling above physics is easy. Like I think Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, who would like job to like regular multi-eternity, was scaling above physics, like
that is
casually.
not even close to being the same as making the concept of physics and literally
Well,
making
making
physics
the
out of nothing.
concept of something is completely unquantifiable. If I were to punch this concept of something, that's like not like an AP feat. If I
Exactly. It's
punch the
so far
concept of a dog,
beyond that same thing that you
no, it's
just
not
said
even
that you
beyond it.
can't
It's
even
a
use it
hack.
as an argument.
No. It's not even. It's not even beyond something. It's just a hacks. We know there's like a bunch of like
Exactly.
concepts in Marvel. We know there's a bunch of concepts in Marvel that are weak as fuck. Um, like In Betweener is a huge jobber. He's literally a concept of concepts. Um, I don't think that like being a concept necessitates anything impressive other than like having some hacks ability that another character doesn't have. It's not like an AP feat or anything. So
I
like
support your
it,
point, but I don't agree with it.
So I'm confused. What would prompt you to believe that he's the strongest author avatar?
I've answered this now 3 times. It's because this one author avatar gave the supplies to the other author avatar to make his creation. The other author avatar
What,
didn't have
what
it,
what
and this
span are
one
you
did.
talking about? Wait, what are you talking about? Like a single author avatar or what? Because there are a bunch of them.
Who's the
He
creator
could
of
just
the
be.
Marvel multiverse? Simple question. Who's the creator of the Marvel multiverse? Who did it?
So there's been a bunch of different cosmologies of this.
That's fine. Yeah,
Depending on your
it could
different
be
time
Joe.
frames.
It could be the divine creator, one of a ball.
The divine
Which
creator.
one is it?
Firstly, I don't really believe because there's a lot of statements saying like Oblivion was.
Okay, it
There's a
doesn't
lot.
matter what the details are. The question was,
Right.
which one do you
I'm saying,
believe it
oh,
is?
no. I'm saying, depending on the cosmology used, it could be any one of them, and that definitely like changes
Pick
the
one.
scaling of the character.
Just pick
I
one
mean,
for the sake of the answer. It doesn't
I
matter. Like
reasonably
I'm not trying to
because it
get
doesn't.
you on anything or debunk you.
I could look
I just want to know
Oblivion.
which
Okay,
one.
sure,
Like pick
whatever.
one.
Sure. Oblivion, right? It doesn't matter because it literally there's no founding, right? For whatever character I want to use. It's like, oh yeah, I could pick one, but it doesn't make that character the case. Literally, like whatever character created the Marvel universe, it makes no difference because one, you can't prove which like cosmology it's going with, and two, whatever the case, most characters who created the Marvel universe aren't even like scaling that high. It's like Oblivion tier, like at most of the time that's the average, I guess. Whereas like the divine, right, it's a little bit above Oblivion to be stepping on a Poa level or anything. There's also like I'm pretty sure fucking what was it? Like actually, I think like a whole fuck ton of like even the author avatar in like Infinity Ending or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
who scaled below Oblivion. He had like a statement of like creating everything. So there's a bunch of different like interpretations of this depending on the cosmology. So I really don't think I don't have like any prompt to pick one. But if you want to go with like whatever, it doesn't necessarily scale above the one above. I'm just basing evidence off of this like inductive idea of like if you make a claim, you have to at least inductively prove that you can do that.
So yeah, it is my belief that in every single version of this, the one above all is above Oblivion. It's above the divine creator. It's above everything else. It's why it's called the one above all.
Mhm. So again,
It's not. It's
you
not
would
called, hey,
agree.
maybe
You
I'm
would
this
agree.
strong and this other
You would
guy's
agree
more
that not
powerful.
only
It's
not
I'm
only with the
literally the one above all.
yeah, not only with the authorial intent thing, right? Not only with the authorial intent thing, uh, but also with the Yahweh thing, right? You're
Hmm.
allowed to have your belief, but you would agree that my belief is more founded and has more truth value just based off of other things like that.
No, because your Oblivion statement, at no point did Oblivion make the entire Marvel multiverse. At no point.
Literally, he literally said, "Oh yeah, all of creation sprang from my loins," like
Which
two
is a
times.
character boast from a villain, which happens in every single comic book ever written, where a villain boasts
He
about
wasn't,
bullshit and
he wasn't
turns
even
out to
like
be
a
not
villain in this
true.
context. He's just like an abstract concept. Also, like we have no like reason to believe he'd be lying, especially since like later in the
He's
book he's like,
literally
I mean,
the
I
worst
don't
villain there is, who is built on lying.
literally. Wait. Firstly, like as an abstract concept, that's like saying, oh, Galactus is the most evil villain there is. Like no, because it's just they're equity. You know, they are necessary. They need to happen. So it's just like the point that I'm getting at is he'd have no reason to lie in this context, especially since like there's a whole fuck ton of other statements of other characters doing similar shit, and he's like said it more than once too. Both contexts, he'd have no reason to lie to the character he's talking to, like intimidate them or anything. He's not like talking in like a boastful context. He's just like, oh yeah, that's just what I am.
And hey, you know what?
Um,
I will support you if you can go to the authors and ask them if Oblivion is beyond the one above all and created everything there is, including the one above all and every other
I'm
character
not
in that
I'm not even
specific
saying
series.
Oblivion is unbelievable. I'm saying creating the multiverse doesn't necessarily make you top end verse, especially when you compare the scaling of all the other
Well,
characters.
you're removing the
Toa just has
context
better
of no,
scaling.
no, no, no. You are completely removing the context of what the discussion was about. The context wasn't
What?
creating just stuff inside of the multiverse. He literally
No.
created the
Because
entire thing,
you're
and
saying, oh,
that's the argument that I was
what you're
trying to get
saying
through.
is Yahweh is above the one above all because he granted power to the character who created the multiverse, right? What I said in response was, oh, well, that's fine, but in Marvel, there's like a bunch of different contexts of like different characters who range in power creating the multiverse. There's a whole like shit ton of them. That's not really like a good way to define it, right? Especially since like creating the multiverse on its own is not just like good power scaling feat. We know Toa just has better scaling.
No, I'm not on board with that. At no point do I
You don't
agree that
think
this
he
parallel will actually fit in this puzzle.
you don't think he has better scaling.
I don't think that the statements made by a villain should be trusted, especially on
And it's
that
not
topic.
just that's it's not just the statements made by a villain. It's firstly he's not even a villain. He's not like he's just an abstract concept. But even still, it's not even statements made by a villain. It's just like statements made by a bunch of different characters. Like above all others in Infinity Conflict, who wasn't even like true one above all, and he scales below Oblivion. Or there's a bunch of statements like Divine Creator, who we know is also not the one above all, and we know also like scales below the one above all himself, and scales below Man Thing as well. And it's just like
But
granting
see,
power.
we've come full circle now because you have to go ask the content creators what the context was there. Is the
No,
divine creator the
again,
one above all in a different viewpoint to somebody else? Did he
that's
appear as
not
something
what we
else to
need
somebody
to
else?
what we know. I'm just going off of what we know, right? What we know is that according to a content creator, or whatever, Yahweh granted power to an author avatar, or sorry, not an author avatar, but a version of a character in some unspecified cosmology, of which there are many who created the Marvel multiverse. What
Sure.
you've induced, what you've induced, is that well, this must be the one above all, or well, this probably is the one above all, right? I'm saying it could be any number of them, and there's no reason to jump to that conclusion, and there's no evidence to jump to that conclusion either. So what I'm asking you to do is, aside from like any like authorial statement, which we've already covered, I'm sure if you went down the group chat, I've proven my point sufficiently well on, but I'm not going to ask you to do that, just because I don't even feel like I need to do that. But still, like ignoring the whole author statement thing, your entire like stance here is almost completely unfounded, except for like the idea that well, it's there's a possibility that he granted power to the one above all, which you'd agree, possibilities aren't really like necessarily like truth value.
And you know what? This is a paradoxical agreement because I don't have the evidence that it was the one above all. However, logic dictates that the one above all is the one above all. He's the one who did it. He's the one who created the multiverse.
I mean, he
There
has a
are
bunch
no
of
other
author avatars
canons
who would have
of
done that as
Marvel
well.
that I've ever
Literally,
seen.
literally, like
What's that?
the above all others, who I said earlier created the multiverse, is blatantly a Toa avatar. Like he could just be an avatar that Yahweh scales above. It's not even like necessary in that case. Like we know that like Toa's avatar created the multiverse. We don't even know if like Toa's true form did it either. Like again, it's entirely weird, and you're just making this like weird assumption. I'm making no assumptions. I'm just saying, oh, okay, but like, can you prove that? I'm not like assuming it's any character because you asked me earlier. Okay, take a character, assume it's a character. I'm not doing that because I don't want to make assumptions. You're making an assumption that's the one above all.
Yeah, I'm making the assumption based on 60 years of comics that says the one above all made the Marvel multiverse. It's very simple.
I can literally get you scans of above all others, not only being an avatar of Toa, but also creating the Marvel multiverse.
You're missing the
Like,
point.
there's a
It's an
bunch of different
avatar of the same
cosmological.
being. It's literally the one above
Right.
all in
So
a different
what you're
form.
saying,
So he still
so
did
what
it.
you're saying is Yahweh scales above all others because above all others was the being that created the Marvel multiverse. But above all others isn't even like an aspect of Toa. He's like this like less than infinitesimal speck compared to him. It's like completely pathetic. So like, I want you to show me a direct statement saying that Yahweh is like above the true form of Toa and not like whatever avatar created the verse.
It doesn't exist in the comics. I'd have to go to the content creator to get you that.
So right now, what you're saying is your claim is unfounded, and my claim just is more founded.
No, your claim is not founded in the slightest. It's based on speculation that some kind of
No,
avatar of the one above
your
all
claim
is
your
more
claim is
founded
literally the
than
one that's based off of speculation. You're
my
saying, well, it's
my
probably the
friend.
one above
You
all.
you're
I'm
speculating
asking
that
you.
this is not the one above all who did this.
No,
You
I'm
are
saying there's no.
you have
You know
not
what?
proven that that is not him.
You know what? I'm not even making like a solid claim. I'm just saying there's no evidence to, so I wouldn't assume it. You're making this like assumption that it's the one of the law. I'm saying I can't make that assumption. There's nothing that suggests it. Hitchens' razor
I
is
have
just
said three
ineffective.
times. I've said 3 times so far. Neither side has that evidence. It's all based on your
Dude,
knowledge
yeah, okay.
and speculation. We don't
You
know
gave
if it was
Hitchens'
the one
razor.
above all or not.
You know
And
what
my
Hitchens' razor
argument is that it is. And if you don't agree with
is?
that, that's fine.
Do you know what Hitchens' razor is? Do you know what Hitchens' razor is?
I do.
What's Hitchens' razor?
No, I'm not playing this. I'm not playing this game here.
Okay, sure, fine. If you don't want to tell me what you think Hitchens' razor is, I'll tell you. Any claim made without evidence can be dismissed without evidence.
Right. And
That's
your
what
claim of it
Hitchens'
not
razor is.
being one above all is the exact same
No,
thing, so you fall into the
I'm
same
saying
salad bowl.
you made the positive claim that he was talking about the one above all. I'm saying, oh, okay, why? You didn't give me why, so I can dismiss it without any elaboration.
The reason is because pretty much everybody knows that the one above all is the one who created the Marvel multiverse.
I don't care what a lot of people think. I care about what the comics say, and the comics say in a lot of different cosmologies that other characters, possibly like embodies or aspects of the one above all, created the Marvel multiverse and not Toa's true form. I have seen nothing to suggest that Toa's true form, his true non-embodied form, created the entire multiverse without using any embody, especially since there's a bunch of statements that say embodies created the Marvel multiverse.
So you're saying that the M body of the one above all is completely separate from the true form of one above all.
No, he's like this like infinitesimal speck in the same way like all the other embodies in Marvel work. Like the embody of eternity is like a
The
single
volume of
cell.
it doesn't matter. What I'm saying, I'm asking a very simple question. You're telling me that the one above all, the true form one above all, is not to be considered when referencing the being that created the entire Marvel multiverse. That's what you're saying.
I mean, it depends on what you mean by considered. I'm definitely not saying they're like, completely unrelated. I'm saying that an embody of the one above all is exactly that. It's just an embody. You can't
I'm
scale
totally
it.
on board with that. That's fine. It doesn't matter. It's
Okay,
still the one
so you're
above
saying
all.
Yahweh doesn't scale. So you're agreeing that Yahweh doesn't scale above true one above all.
That's literally the opposite of what I just said. That's the fact that the one above all has an M body doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The one above all is still performing that function through an M body. Are you?
No,
That's not how M bodies work.
You're saying Yes, it literally is. We
The
know like
true
an
form of
embody.
an M-body is always in control of it.
We
They're not
know that
separate.
like
You
we
just told
know
me
that
that they're not
we
separate.
know. Wait, hold on. We know that like an embody of eternity can do and perform acts that like true form eternity like doesn't give a shit about. Like we know like if you erase an embody of eternity, like the rest of eternity doesn't even feel it. Like we literally saw
But
this in
that's
like
irrelevant to
what
the
if.
that's irrelevant to creationism. It doesn't matter. It's the true form is unaffected, still controlling all the other little embodies of itself.
It
And
was
like I said,
controlling it because
I
single
asked you if they were
cell.
separate or
These
not, and you said
little
no.
embodies are just like a single cell. But either way, all you've proven is that Yahweh just like granted power to a single cell of the one above all. That's great.
That's your interpretation of it, and my interpretation is
No, it's
absolutely
not. It's
not.
literally
Why on
okay.
earth would he only
We can go
grant?
down the
Why would
VC.
he
We can go
grant
down the
that
VC.
to only
Okay,
one little embody and not the true form of
hold
the
on.
one above all?
Proper,
That makes no
proper.
sense.
What do you think about this? Proper. What do you think about this?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
All right, cool. So, from what I'm getting at, cause I just joined, so I kind of agree with Dripnos on this. He went to explain how embodies work and shit. So, um, there's not really much I could say. I mean, Dripnos pretty much got it
And
down to the
then
detail.
right, and then the fallen. What do you think? Can you unmute or do you just type fallen? I'll ping him, I guess. If he doesn't respond, I'll go to another person. Mm, all right. Blood Scarfy, did you just join or were you here?
Oh, he doesn't have a voice.
My mic doesn't work. Okay, did you just join or were you here? Oh, okay.
Well, if it's okay with you, because I was recording all this, is it cool if I throw this up on YouTube and then they can make their own decisions? Like, I could pass the link off
Sure.
to Blood
Can you
and
give the
see what he would.
recording to me? Yeah,
What's
sure. Can
that?
you give the recording to me? Can you give the recording to me as well?
Do you want me to send you the audio file or just upload the entire thing on YouTube?
Well, how long will uploading it take?
Ooh, I honestly don't know. I don't see it taking more than
Give me the audio
15
file, then
minutes.
send me the YouTube thing. Okay, give me the audio file, then send me the YouTube thing that's uploaded.
Yeah, I could do that, no problem.
Right.
And I started recording a little bit late, so I think I missed like the whole
What?
first 10 minutes. So
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't think we covered that much in the
no, we didn't.
first 10 minutes. I think we. Okay.
Oh, and Michael,
Yes, sir.
do you remember me on Quora?
No, sorry.
No, my name on there is Austin Dodd.
Oh, you're Austin. Hey,
Yeah.
how's it going?
Um,
Pretty good, pretty good.
I gotta get a drink of water because I don't have a cup of water. That whole thing. So I'll see you.
I'm so mad at myself because I didn't get coffee or tea before this. So
I usually when I go into debates, I just forget about it. I debated like a dude Jester like a few months ago, and by the end of it, I was like fucking dehydrated. Fuck.
yeah. So here I'm gonna
Um,
stop the recording in a minute, but just so we can end it on a civil note, I have a gajillion points of respect for all of you for staying civil and not ripping into me or anybody else, with insults and crap. Because like every other debate that I've done has been just a cesspool of like the worst hate ever. So thank you.
yeah, I think it's really weird when people try like hating on people who they disagree with instead of just like talking to them or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of cringe. But yeah,
Yeah.
I used to do that, then I realized, oh wait, this isn't really effective at all, so I'm just gonna like do a more effective thing instead.
So yeah, if you don't mind, like on other topics, I would love to do more voice chats. Like this is so much easier than typing, that I'm like,
Yeah.
it's so awesome. I have my cat here.
Agreed.
I have my wireless headphones on. I'm sitting up in a chair. This is great.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
try to pick some more topics and just try to
So,
figure out what the
um,
real data is and the objective data. And if there isn't any, and we have to speculate on it, then we agree to disagree.
all right. Well, I'll go. Send me the recording, and then send me the YouTube link when you finish uploading it. But I'll see you.
See ya. So yeah, you seem pretty cool actually, dude.
I'm very chill. People say a lot of bad shit about me. I'm not mean at all.
Yeah.
I don't like
I mean, I've had in
insults.
the past. I mean,
Oh, that
right?
between you and me, dude, we're just fucking around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just debate chat. I
It's
mean,
just hostile debate
it
chat,
is
and
what
it's
it is.
not personal. So it's awesome to know that you understand that too. Most people do.
Yeah.
Most people are fully aware that yeah, you can be super hostile in this thread, and then 2 seconds later you both go into a different thread and rip on somebody else and agree with each other.
Right. But like, I've never like I've the only time I've ever like talked bad about you is when where you can see me saying like, this is stupid or something like that. I mean, I've never gone behind your back or anything.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. No problem.
So yeah, I'm gonna end the recording now. I hope to God that this actually recorded. If it didn't, I'm gonna cry. But I'll I'll try to send him the file. I don't know why he wants the file though. I'll just like upload it to YouTube, like
Yeah.
start to
It's
finish.
send me a link too.
Yeah, I don't even know how to can I send a file like an audio file through Discord or is that not allowed?
No, you can. It depends on what recorder are you using.
OBS.
Yeah,
I'm
you can
gonna
probably can't. You just
I'm gonna
try
strip
and do
off the
that.
audio off of it and make it like a WAV file or something like that. So
Yeah.
okay, well I guess I'm gonna stop the recording now and I'll send a link to the whole discussion.
All right. Cool. Thanks, man.
Yep, take it easy.
Yeah. You too.